The world of flying is built on rules. Rules forged from hard lessons and designed to keep us safe. When the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, suddenly changes one of these rules, the entire aviation industry takes notice. Recently, the FAA made a surprising decision about the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, one of the most advanced planes in the sky. This move has sparked concern among airlines, pilots, and passengers, especially as Boeing faces intense scrutiny over recent safety issues. The timing couldn't be worse. Boeing's reputation is already under the microscope after a string of manufacturing problems and accidents. The FAA's decision isn't just a technical tweak, it's a signal that's making everyone question where safety stands in the industry's priorities. Trust is at the heart of air travel. Pilots trust their planes, airlines trust manufacturers, and passengers trust the whole system. When that trust is shaken, the effects ripple far beyond a single rule or aircraft. The recent events surrounding the 787 have put this trust to the test, forcing a hard look at the promises of safety in modern air travel. In this video, we'll break down the FAA's controversial ruling, the issues plaguing the 787, and what it all means for the future of flying. So, what's the big change? The FAA has decided to delay a new rule requiring a second physical barrier to the cockpit on new planes, like the Boeing 787. This secondary barrier, a locked gate behind the main cockpit door, was meant to prevent intruders from rushing the cockpit when the door is open. The rule was set to take effect in 2025, a major win for pilot and flight attendant groups who've pushed for it since 9/11. But in July 2025, the FAA granted a one-year delay, citing the need for more time to design and certify the barriers. For pilots and crew, this feels like a step backward in security, especially after years of preparation. Many argue the industry has had ample time to get ready, and any further delay is unacceptable. The decision has raised eyebrows, especially as public confidence in Boeing is already shaky. Why postpone a crucial safety upgrade now, when trust in aircraft safety is already under strain? The FAA's delay comes as the Boeing 787 faces a wave of safety scares. Once celebrated for its innovation, the Dreamliner is now under scrutiny after a series of alarming incidents in 2025. Pilots reported a dangerous radio malfunction that could cut off communication with air traffic control, a critical risk. Then, a catastrophic 787 crash in India shook the industry, shifting the focus from the plane's technology to its basic safety. These incidents reignited concerns about Boeing's safety culture, still recovering from the 737 MAX disasters. Every new problem is now seen through a lens of suspicion. Has Boeing really changed? The 787's troubles have only deepened these doubts. So when the FAA delayed the cockpit barrier rule, many saw it as another sign that safety is being compromised. For the public, it's not just about technical glitches, it's about whether the system is truly putting safety first. The timing of these events has left passengers and industry insiders alike questioning the industry's priorities. Imagine flying a 787 when your radio starts changing channels on its own. That's exactly what pilots reported in early 2025, a glitch that could sever vital communication with air traffic control. The FAA called for a software fix, hoping to quickly resolve the issue. But even after the update, airlines like Qatar Airways found the problem persisted, hinting at a deeper hardware or manufacturing flaw. A former FAA engineer suggested the root cause might be in the plane's wiring, not just its software. This uncertainty is deeply unsettling. If the cause isn't clear, how can anyone be sure it's fixed? The ghost in the machine erodes pilot confidence and adds to concerns about Boeing's manufacturing quality. Combined with the recent crash, the radio flaw has created a sense of crisis around the Dreamliner. The industry is demanding immediate, transparent action from both Boeing and regulators. In June 2025, tragedy struck when an Air India 787 crashed just after takeoff, killing nearly everyone on board and many on the ground. Suddenly, concerns about the 787's safety became heartbreakingly real. Indian authorities responded by ordering urgent inspections of all 787s in the country, fearing a fleet-wide issue. The goal: ensure no other Dreamliner was flying with a hidden fault. Meanwhile, the FAA in the US chose not to ground the American 787 fleet. citing a lack of clear evidence from the crash. A team of investigators from the US and India began searching for answers. The crash cast a long shadow over the 787, raising tough questions about its design and manufacturing. For travelers, it was a stark reminder of what's at stake when safety systems fail. The disaster turned industry concerns into a matter of public fear and scrutiny. The string of 787 incidents and the FAA's cockpit barrier delay triggered strong reactions across aviation. Pilots and flight attendants were especially vocal, calling the delay a betrayal of hard-won safety improvements. Airlines, caught between loyalty to Boeing and responsibility to passengers, faced tough choices and costly disruptions. The public's response was swift. Social media buzzed with fear and anger, and many questioned Boeing's commitment to safety. During the FAA's public comment period, ordinary travelers voiced distrust, citing Boeing's troubled history with the 737 MAX. This wave of concern is powerful. It can hurt ticket sales, damage reputations, and pressure regulators to act. The message from all sides is clear. Accountability and transparency are non-negotiable. The events of 2025 have shaken confidence in the system. Now, the industry is demanding real answers and decisive action to restore trust. To understand the 787's crisis, you have to look at Boeing's bigger struggles. The company is under intense pressure, not just from technical problems, but from legal and cultural issues that go back years. In May 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice found Boeing violated a legal agreement meant to reform its safety culture after the 737 MAX disasters. This opens the door to possible criminal charges and keeps Boeing in the negative spotlight. Public scrutiny is relentless. In April, Boeing's CEO faced tough questions in the U.S. Senate, admitting to serious missteps and promising change. But for many, these promises ring hollow as new safety concerns keep emerging. Every incident is magnified, every decision dissected. Boeing is trying to prove it's changed, but ongoing problems with the 787 make that a hard sell. The Dreamliner's issues aren't just technical, they're a test of Boeing's credibility and its ability to move beyond crisis. The world is watching to see if Boeing can truly rebuild trust. With all these headlines, you might wonder, is flying still safe? The answer is yes, air travel remains one of the safest ways to get around. The scrutiny Boeing and the FAA face is actually part of what keeps flying safe. When problems arise, they're investigated and fixed, even if it means delays or cancellations. You might notice more maintenance checks or slower delivery of new planes as Boeing works to improve quality. For travelers, the key is to stay informed but not alarmed. Aviation safety is always evolving. The current debates about cockpit barriers and manufacturing standards show the system is working to identify and fix risks. Thousands of professionals are dedicated to keeping you safe, every flight, every day. Your trust matters, and the industry knows it must work hard to earn it. Looking ahead, the path for Boeing, the FAA, and the aviation industry is clear. Safety and trust must come first. The events of 2025 are a stark reminder that safety can never be taken for granted. Rules like the cockpit barrier aren't just red tape, they're essential protections. The investigation into the Air India crash must be thorough and transparent, with real changes based on its findings. Boeing must fix the 787's radio flaw and prove it's addressed deeper manufacturing issues. Regulators like the FAA must show they're willing to hold manufacturers accountable, no matter the cost. The Dreamliner's story is a lesson in balancing innovation with responsibility. Progress in aviation means nothing without a deep-rooted culture of safety. Restoring that culture is the industry's most important journey, and the safety of future travelers depends on it.